What I've learned from watching the Olympic women's basketball team play is startling in an unexpected way. Change of circumstances. The women's basketball squad that was once believed to be unbeatable encounters significant challenges in Diana Paris is the season's highlight. Was benched after a run of unsatisfactory excursions since Caitlin Clark's departure. The decision has never been more apparent. Excluding Clark from the Olympic team has returned to haunt Team USA, with your fan base diminishing and their illustrious legacy in jeopardy. And to exacerbate the situation, they are expressing regret and acknowledging Caitlin after they had previously excluded her of the team in the first instance. Rather, it's late, isn't it? Reeve Cheryl during Team USA, whilst Caitlin Clark is occupied creating her own redemption story, sans that the weight of the Olympics on her focused on a potential historical with the Indiana Fever in the playoffs. Get comfortable, as Caitlin Clark is about to poised to succeed in the WNBA playoffs might change the environment of basketball for women forever. Until then, the issues for Team USA in Clark's absence will eliminate the team that used to rule the worldwide spectacle arises out of nowhere. Frail, and those who assist her are aware of this. They're insisting that Clark be included in the team, but it's too late now, for the supporters are merely enraged. 12,436 fans showed up to see their match. Compared to Nigeria, that's a far cry from the sold-out audiences that have seen. But Caitlin Clark's WNBA matches are not only about showing up to court. Clark's flair is absent from Team USA, and remarkable ability that they hardly overtaken Nigeria 88-74. A consequence that may have unthinkable in previous Olympic Games. Court did not have Clark's long-range shooting, both vision and the capacity to inspire associates and onlookers, meaning that it's straightforward. Correct. Clark's WNBA averaging is over 17.1 points and 8.2 helpers. She's not only scoring, she's becoming better. Everyone in her immediate vicinity. That is what Team USA is now lacking. Yes, they are winning, but they aren't controlling, motivating, or drawing the crowds or fervor that Caitlin Clark makes a decision every week in the WNBA. Clark's exclusion from the roster has become more challenging with every game that goes by. It's not just her figures, it's the joy that radiates from her following, and the manner in which she elevates the basketball team's whole performance. USA took a chance by leaving her out, and it seems like they're losing right now. Cheryl Reeve, and that wager might be the one bearing the consequences while Team USA confronts challenges in the Olympics. Caitlin Clark is maximizing her time spent at home. With Clark, the Olympic snub has become opportunity for training and growth, as opposed to a cause of annoyance. Citing insider information, the Clark, the Indiana Fever, has been investing more time in the gym to help her already deadly shooting method and advance her indoctrination. But it goes beyond personal workouts. Clark has been aggressively addressing her Fever colleagues, forming a unity and creative plays that may be used in a game shifters in the next round of the playoffs. What's really amazing is Clark's mindset. She is now getting closer to her instruction, using irrepressible tenacity and enthusiasm throughout this time of a dense mixture without the pressures of competing in the Olympics might turn out to be a godsend for Clark and the Fever, while her other athletes manage. Considering the demands of global rivalry and the accompanying criticism, Clark is creating the foundation with it for perhaps a historic postseason run. Let's talk about something we're currently everyone anticipating: Caitlin Clark's arrival in the WNBA postseason. If you believed Clark was exceptional during the scheduled season in preparation for postseason of the origin of legends, Clark possesses shown potential for the playoffs. Already recall her performance against the Liberty in New York. Her triple chin was enlarged, obtaining 19 points, 12 rebounds in addition to 13 assists. That wasn't just any old game against one of the top clubs in the league, because Clark made it seem easy. So why not duplicate this in the postseason? But this is the way Clark acts. Different when there's a lot on the line. Seen it in college when she provided guidance Iowa to the national championship match. See the clutch operating at the same level. But with a whole WNBA season under their belt, Clark's aptitude at game reading is extraordinary, which is crucial in a playoffs. She'll get the opportunity to alter the next game, revealing gaps in the opposition, that some might ignore anticipate Clark to soar to new heights, while the experts on the WNBA playoffs are already talking on the notion of Clark leading one among the WNBA's greatest postseason runs ever. It's not just about what she does. It concerns how she elevates other people. Because of Caitlin Clark phenomena, this characterizes Cheryl Reeve. Absent with Team USA at this time, lets us shift our focus to the other viewpoint, the narrative, Cheryl Reeve, and the process of making decisions that led to Clark's removal from Team USA for the Olympics. Attempts to maintain its domination. Reeve's decisions are closely scrutinized. Choice to take a backseat Diana Taurasi in the match over Nigeria was an obvious sign that something was not functioning. Taurasi, a self-proclaimed legend, had been having trouble only scoring 3 points throughout the preceding 3 contests. This shift, although necessary, revealed a more profound discuss the makeup and strategies of the squad. Were not the choice of optimum Reeve to preference for experience above current form is being questioned by supporters, as well as pundits. The existence of seasoned experts like Chelsea Gray and Taurasi as they were leaving bright young athletes such as Caitlin Clark is becoming more and more problematic with every game that goes by. Let's examine the figures first before we benchmark. Taurasi was only averaging 1 point each in the Olympics. Nowadays, player choices have directly resulted in a less fervor and dwindling fan involvement. The coaching philosophy of Reeves seems to be in opposition to the state of women's basketball is evolving. Clark is outstanding in every area of the game, including dynamic play, a fast tempo, and shooting 3 points with a more traditional method. Reeve may have inadvertently reduced her team's possibility that this problem presents basic inquiries about the process for choosing the national team. Should present type and style of play be preferred above prior knowledge of how can we find a middle ground between honoring soldiers and their aspiration to provide fresh energy to the group as a whole? USA encounters more resistance in these choices are from the Olympic final rounds. Will be examined to see how much heat there is stepping up to protect her on Reeve choices, especially as Clark keeps becoming better in the WNBA. Looking, it's clear beyond the current Olympics that the United States landmass cake the WNBA and basketball are evolving with. Leading the charge in this is Caitlin Clark's seismic change for USA basketball's future is where dominance is at a crossroads. Proven in earlier Olympic Games, cannot be ignored by others. Other countries are reaching par, and the US has to change its method to maintain its lead. This is where Clark enters. Clark is a representative of the basketball's future, not only for women basketball, but the activity overall play style that incorporates extended fancy passes, three-pointers, and extraordinary knowledge of the court is where the game is fun and widely available. And above everything, efficiently anticipating the 2028, the Olympics in Los Angeles are challenging. To imagine Clark without being a team representative USA, she will be at her peak by then. Having spent years competing in the WNBA, it is not unclear whether Clark will appear on the group, but the nature of the team built on her specific abilities, I anticipate a Caitlin Clark influence on percentages of young people playing basketball in the next year. Clark's elevation in the WNBA couldn't have come to a better. The league is growing each time. However, it needs star power in order to go to the Clark may reach the next level. A transcendent performer, like what Steph Curry completed his NBA duties with his revolutionary approach to play in the WNBA. The postseason is rapidly coming, and excitement is increasing. The scene is prepared for among the most fascinating WNBA postseason history, with every sights on Caitlin Clark. But first things first, the road ahead won't be simple. The Indiana Fever is going up against more seasoned players with playoff experience and barriers designed to prevent Clark, but there will be a lot of pressure. Can Clark hold her extraordinary form whenever possession matters? How will she handle the postseason's increased level of toughness? Will her teammates be able to play basketball? Intervene on her behalf when defenders? These are the questions. Double team her. It is going to be covered in the next weeks, and the world of basketball is holding out with expectation. In the meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Team USA is vying for the gold medal. Every game they play struggles without Clark. and fall short of the expected dominance, the basketball is keeping a close eye on what do you think the impact of Caitlin Clark will be. Will she lead the playoffs the whole time? The shot to a fever, how many victories? Which records do you believe she'll smash the most? Most significantly, do you think Team USA regrets deciding to let her go? The Olympic team roster informs me of your ideas in the section below the remarks. Basketball is keeping a close eye on what do you think the impact of Caitlin Clark will be. Will she lead the playoffs?